Hello guys, my name is Kimberly Hilton and welcome to my studio. Today I am straightening some watercolor paintings that I did. I'm going to take some photographs of these and hopefully put them online later. I wanted to take you through the process and show you a couple different ways to do it. But before I do that, I want to show you a little visitor that I have outside my window, which is really cool because I live in the mountains, and sometimes the deer like to come and visit and chew on some of the grass that's in my yard. And this little deer has come by to visit me this morning, and over the hill is another one. She may come up, I don't know, but I just thought that was really neat and wanted to let you all see some of the wildlife that I'm blessed to have near me that inspires some of my artwork. And with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you how to straighten your watercolor paintings. And then if I see the other deer come up, I may come back and show you the other one. But I'm just going to wet the back of my watercolor paper, just like if I were going to prepare the surface to paint a wet and wet wash. I'm just going to thoroughly wet the back of the paper. Now, if you want to do the overnight method, you can go ahead and do this like this, and then all you have to do is, once it's thoroughly wet, layer it, put the pillowcase over it, or a t-shirt or something, and then stack books on top of it and just let it sit overnight, and by the morning it should be dry and it should be flattened. If it's not completely dry, then you can just put the books back on it and wait a little bit longer. That's a good method to do. Today I'm going to speed up the process a little bit because I'm going to be taking some photographs, so I need to have this ready. I could probably take the photograph as is, but I think it would take better if it was flattened. So now that this is completely wet, and you can tilt your head to make sure you've thoroughly wetted every area, which I see a spot that I missed. You can tell by the shininess. If you tilt your head to the light and see any dry spots, then just go ahead and wet that down. You could use a sponge or a brush to wet your paper. And then let that soak in for 20 or 30 seconds. Doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to just put the pillowcase over top of it. And if I'm doing the overnight method, I would just go ahead and stack books on this at this point, and then walk away and leave it, and then come back the next morning, and it should be done. But today, like I said, I'm speeding up the process. So I have an iron. This is just a cheap, just regular iron. There's no water in it, and I don't have it on the steam setting. I just have it on the dry setting, about in the middle ways. And I'm just gonna take and iron it just like you would iron a shirt. And that will hopefully speed up my process. I did a couple of these before I started this video, and I noticed if you take it, if you peel up the painting as soon as you get done ironing, that where it's still hot, it will kind of still kind of bend a little bit. So I thought it would be better just to put a book on top of that until it cools down, and it's okay to handle. So this, I think I've ironed this probably enough. Let me just check. So it looks pretty smooth. It's still damp. It's still a little damp, so I might iron it just a little bit more. And like I said, I'm going to put a book over it when I get done ironing, just to make sure it stays flat while it continues to stretch and dry out. I think that should be good enough. So I'm just going to take a heavy book, and I don't know if this book is big enough for the painting, so I may need 2 books. And I'm just going to lay that over that and just let it have a chance to cool off for a little bit. This is one that I done earlier, the same method. It's just a oak tree outside my window. This was done with Beam handmade paints. It's a woman in Canada who makes her own handmade paints, and I bought the set and I wanted to try it out, and it's really beautiful paint and it's non-toxic, so I really like that. But this is mostly straightened, but it has curved just a little, and so I think maybe just leave it in the book a little while longer. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the second method to straightening buckled watercolor paper. This is my cat Molly, and I painted this back in well, it was last summer. I didn't write down the month. That's why it's good to put your name and your date on here. And I wish I would have done the month and the day, but at least I have the year. So this is my cat Molly, and it's Kimberly Hilton, and 2021. And I like to add extra information on the back, so you know, so I know for notes. But this is Molly, and this paper is a little bit warped and buckled. I did have it taped down, but you know, watercolor paper does do this sometimes. So no need to worry, it can be straightened out. So this is going to be the long method. I'm not going to use the iron this time. I'm just going to take a brush, and this is just a flat brush. This is squirrel hair, I believe, and you can use a sponge if you want to, or wet it with a spray bottle and then spread it out with a brush. But you're just gonna wet the paper, and by wetting over the pencil, you're setting the pencil into the paper, so it'll be more permanent that way and harder to erase. So if you don't want the pencil marks to be permanent, you should erase it before you do this. But I'm just wetting the paper just like I did before. Same process. The only thing different is the length of time that it's going to take for this to dry and flatten. Just make sure everything is wet. And you can let that soak in for a few minutes if you want to. And while this is soaking in, I'm going to show you my other another view of the wildlife outside my window. Okay, so there she is. That may be a boy. It looks like I see little bumps on his, let me see if I can zoom in. You see those little bumps on his forehead? I think that's one of the little babies that has grown a little bit, and he's starting to get his little antlers. Oh, I believe that is a boy. I don't think girl deers have antlers or bumps. Oh, that is the second deer that was over the hill a little while ago, because there's the mama. She's with her little baby today, and she doesn't have the bumps on her forehead, so that's the difference, I guess. So I'm gonna call him Bambi since he's a little boy deer. He's so cute. And there's the mama. And luckily the deers that live around here are protected, so they don't have to worry about people shooting or harming them. And they're quite used to people. They'll let you get pretty close to them. So it's really neat to live in this area. But so that's the deers, and I got a little distracted. I forgot I was filming a painting video and started filming a nature video. So, but I hope you enjoy this. If you did, leave me a comment and let me know what you think about my little deer. Say bye to Bambi. Okay, so now I'm just going to, this is soaked in just a little bit, and it didn't need to soak in that long. I just got distracted. So I'm just going to put the pillowcase over it and smooth it out, and then I'm just going to layer it with some heavy books. Okay. So I'm just layering it with my heavy art books that I love. James Gurney, Color and Light. Gordon McKenzie, The Complete Watercolorist Essential Notebook. And The Law's Guide to Nature Drawing and Journaling. And this is my grandparents. I just painted this and I straightened this one overnight. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you liked my little deer family. And have a great day and happy painting.